What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about 5 habits you need to have when owning a turbocharged car. So for this particular car I have is the MK6 GTI, as you know, and this car comes with a 2.0 turbocharged engine. For this particular car also is tuned by Cobb, and I also have a custom tune. If you're curious about that, I'll leave a link up there about that tune and any other features in particular for this car. Now, before we start, I want to say, guys, thank you so much for clicking this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. So the first habit you should know when you're owning a turbocharged car is that every time you do a cold start, you'll let the engine warm up. My car is pretty much nice. My car is pretty much nice and warm and ready to go. I have 192 for the coolant. It's rising slowly, and then I have 185 for the oil temperature, which is slowly rising as well. Especially when you start driving. You just start the car after 2 minutes. You can drive it, just drive it conservatively. You know, just take your time. Don't get on it until it gets to, like, at least, say, in my opinion, maybe 180-ish. Between 175 to 180, then you could kind of drive a little bit more, you know, aggressive per se, but I wouldn't get on it until it's like really, it was nice and warm. So the second habit you should have when owning a turbocharged car is changing your oil frequently. It is very important to change your oil between 3 to 5,000 miles, especially if you drive your car pretty harsh often. I would say change it at 3. But for conservative drivers, I say 5,000 miles. And the reason why I say that is because these turbocharged engines produce a lot of heat. And with all that heat, increases your wear and tear on your engine. So you definitely want to be on top of that. The last thing you need is to have any kind of mechanical issues, or even, especially for your turbo. Your turbo produces a lot of heat. And you definitely need that kind of lubrication and cooling support for your turbo to last a lot longer than it needs to be. So keep up with that. And also when it comes to the quality of oil, obviously full synthetic. Can't cheap out on that, guys. So go ahead and get you a full synthetic engine oil. Change it every 3 to 5,000 miles, and your engine will thank you. So the next habit you should, or in this case you should not have, is lugging your engine. So lugging your engine is basically when you have your car at, like, say, 5th or even 6th gear, and then you're under 2,000 RPM, and then instead of you downshifting, you actually just gassed it. When you're gassing it under that kind of load, it's not good for your engine. It's a very bad habit, and it could cause some serious engine damage. So the best thing you could do, the more efficient way, or the good habit you need to do, is just simply downshift. So downshift, and you just say you want to downshift, say 3rd gear. Now I'm over 3,000 RPM, and if I want to go flat foot, it's more responsive, and it's a lot easier for your engine to give you the type of power that you're asking for. So do not lug your engine, guys. Do not lug your engine. The habit you should have when owning a turbocharged engine is checking your intercooler. It's a good habit to inspect it now and then, mainly because, especially if you have a front mount intercooler like myself, you might have debris, bugs, and even like a plastic bag that might block it. And if that happens, you're gonna have some problem performance-wise. The whole point about intercooler is to get rid of excessive heat out of the turbo and to have cool air that goes back inside. So it's a good habit to clean it up now and then. Just, get like a hose or something and just spray it up, get all the extra prep off. So, yep. The last good habit you should have when owning a turbocharged engine is that right after you tend to drive it in, aggressively or harsh, when you park the car, do not turn it off yet. Give it 2 minutes. Give it some time to cool down. Reason why is because that turbo right now is very hot. Very, very hot. And if you turn that engine off, then whatever thin layer of oil that is inside those channels that keeps that turbo cool and lubricated, that thin oil will dry up and actually clog it. it's like a weird way of saying that it clogs the pathways, the channels. So when it dries up, it clogs and it creates a thinner path for oil to travel. When that happens, then you won't have a efficient amount of oil that gets through your turbo to keep it cool and lubricated. That would jeopardize your turbo. That would increase wear and tear in your turbo and shortens the life of your turbo. Pretty straightforward, right? So the best thing you could do is after you drive it that harsh, pull over wherever you need to stop, pull over and give it a few minutes to cool down. So once it cools down, it's not going to be hot enough to dry that thin layer of oil. Granted, this is not going to happen overnight, but if it's a habit, if it's as a term habit, if it's a habit that you keep doing, it will eventually catch up to you. And next thing you know it, your turbo start acting weird or it's basically overheating, messed up. So little things like that could actually go a long way. The last part, which is also very important, even though it's not technically on the list, is that you want to drive this car in a conservative manner. You know, especially, you know, as a daily driver, you do not want to drive this car too hard every day. It's a really bad habit to have, and you increase the wear and tear of your car significantly more than usual. You know what I mean? So for me, as my daily driver, I'll say I tend to drive in a moderate way. I tend to drive this car, I'll say 70% of the time. The rest of the 30% of the time, I'm in a good mood or enthusiastic mood. I decide to have some little fun with the car, or in those few times if I have the time or I feel like it, I'll take it to the track and then really push it. But the fact that it's my daily driver, I have to be considerate of how I treat this car and how I drive it. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's everything. That's all the habits you should have when owning a turbocharged car. Hopefully you guys already have these habits, and if you don't, it's a good idea to have those habits for your car if you want your car to last, as long as you want it to last. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video.